The University of Bristol is a red brick research university located in Bristol, United Kingdom. It received its royal charter in 1909, and its predecessor institution, University College, Bristol, had been in existence since 1876. Bristol is organised into 6 academic faculties composed of multiple schools and departments running over 200 undergraduate courses situated in the Clifton area, along with 3 of its 9 halls of residence. The other 6 halls are located in Stoke Bishop, an outer city suburb located 1.8 miles away. The university had a total income of £530.9 million in 2014-15, of which £148.4 million was from research grants and contracts. It is the largest independent employer in Bristol. The University of Bristol is ranked 11th in the UK for its research, according to the Research Excellence Framework 2014 by GPA. The University of Bristol is ranked 37th by the US World University Rankings 2015-16, and is ranked amongst the top 10 of UK universities by QS, and ARWU. A highly selective institution, it has an average of 6.4 to 13.1 applicants for each undergraduate place. The University of Bristol is the youngest British university to be ranked among the top 40 institutions in the world according to the US World University Rankings, and has also been ranked at 15th in the world in terms of reputation with employers, placing higher than several American Ivy League universities, including Princeton University, Cornell and UPenn. Current academics include 21 Fellows of the Academy of Medical Sciences, 13 Fellows of the British Academy, 13 Fellows of the Royal Academy of Engineering and 44 Fellows of the Royal Society. The university has been associated with 12 Nobel laureates throughout its history, including Paul Dirac, Sir William Ramsay, Cecil Frank Powell, Sir Winston Churchill, Dorothy Hodgkin, Hans Albrecht Bethe, Max Delbruck, Gerhard Herzberg, Sir Neville Francis Mott, Harold Pinter, Jean-Marie Gustave Leclésio, and most recently, 2015 Economics Nobel Prize winner Angus Deaton. Bristol is a member of the Russell Group of research-intensive British universities, the European-wide Coimbra Group and the Worldwide Universities Network, of which the university's previous Vice-Chancellor, Eric Thomas, was chairman from 2005 to 2007. In addition, the university holds an Erasmus Charter, sending more than 500 students per year to partner institutions in Europe. History. Foundation. The earliest antecedent of the university was the engineering department of the Merchant Venturers Technical College, which became the engineering faculty of Bristol University. The university was also preceded by Bristol Medical School and University College, Bristol, founded in 1876, where its first lecture was attended by only 99 students. The university was able to apply for a royal charter due to the financial support of the Wills and Fry families, who made their fortunes in tobacco plantations and chocolate, respectively. The Wills family made a vast fortune from the tobacco industry and gave generously to the city and university. The royal charter was gained in May 1909, with 288 undergraduates and 400 other students entering the university in October 1909. Henry Overton Wills III became its first chancellor. The University College was the first such institution in the country to admit women on the same basis as men. However, women were forbidden to take examinations in medicine until 1906, a historical development since the founding of the university itself in 1909. It has grown considerably and is now one of the largest employers in the local area, although it is smaller by student numbers than the nearby University of the West of England. Bristol does not have a campus but is spread over a considerable geographic area. Most of its activities, however, are concentrated in the area of the city centre, referred to as the University Precinct. It is a member of the Russell Group of research-led UK universities, the Coimbra Group of leading European universities and the Worldwide Universities Network. Early years after the founding of the University College in 1876, government support began in 1889. After mergers with the Bristol Medical School in 1893 and the Merchant Venturers Technical College in 1909, this funding allowed the opening of a new medical school and an engineering school, two subjects that remain among the university's greatest strengths. In 1908, gifts from the Fry and Wills families, particularly £100,000 from Henry Overton Wills III, were provided to endure a university for Bristol and the west of England, provided that a royal charter could be obtained within 2 years. In December 1909, the King granted such a charter and erected the University of Bristol. Henry Wills became its first Chancellor and Conwy Lloyd Morgan the first Vice-Chancellor. Wills died in 1911 and in tribute his sons George and Harry built the Wills Memorial Building, starting in 1913 and finally finishing in 1925. Today, it houses parts of the academic provision for earth sciences and law, and graduation ceremonies are held in its Great Hall. The Wills Memorial Building is a Grade II * listed building. In 1920, George Wills bought the Victoria Rooms and endowed them to the university as a students' union. The building now houses the Department of Music and is a Grade II * listed building. At the point of foundation, the university was required to provide for the local community. This mission was behind the creation of the Department of Extramural Adult Education in 1924 to provide courses to the local community. This mission continues today. A new admissions policy specifically caters to the BS postcode area of Bristol. Among the famous names associated with Bristol in this early period is Paul Dirac, who graduated in 1921 with a degree in engineering, before obtaining a second degree in mathematics in 1923 from Cambridge. For his subsequent pioneering work on quantum mechanics, he was awarded the 1933 Nobel Prize for Physics. Later in the 1920s, the H. Wills Physics Laboratory was opened by Ernest Rutherford. It has since housed several Nobel Prize winners, Cecil Frank Powell, Hans Albrecht Bethe, and Sir Neville Francis Mott. The laboratory stands on the same site today, close to the Bristol Grammar School and the City Museum. Sir Winston Churchill became the university's third Chancellor in 1929, serving the university in that capacity until 1965. He succeeded Richard Haldane, who had held the office from 1912 following the death of Henry Wills. During World War II, the Wills Memorial was bombed, destroying the Great Hall and the organ it housed, along with 7,000 books removed from King's College London for safekeeping. It has since been restored to its former glory, complete with oak-panelled walls and a new organ. Post-war development. In 1946, the university established the first drama department in the country. In the same year, Bristol began offering special entrance exams and grants to aid the resettlement of servicemen returning home. Student numbers continued to increase, and the Faculty of Engineering eventually needed the new premises that were to become Queen's Building in 1955. This substantial building housed all of the university's engineers until 1996, when the Department of Electrical Engineering and Department of Computer Science moved over the road into the new Merchant Venturers Building to make space for these rapidly expanding fields. Today, Queen's Building caters for most of the teaching needs of the faculty and provides academic space for the heavy engineering subjects. With unprecedented growth in the 1960s, particularly in undergraduate numbers, the Students' Union eventually acquired larger premises in a new building in the Clifton area of the city. In 1965, this building was more spacious than the Victoria Rooms, which were now given over to the Department of Music. The new union provides many practice and performance rooms, some specialist rooms, as well as 3 bars, Bar 100, the Mandela and the Avon Gorge. Whilst spacious, the Union building is thought by many to be ugly and out of character compared to the architecture of the rest of the Clifton area, having been mentioned in a BBC poll to find the worst architectural eyesores in Britain. The university has proposed relocating the Union to a more central location as part of its development master plan. More recently, plans for redevelopment of the current building have been proposed. The 1960s were a time of considerable student activism in the United Kingdom, and Bristol was no exception. In 1968, many students marched in support of the Anderson Report, which called for higher student grants. This discontent culminated in an 11-day sit-in at the Senate House. A series of chancellors and vice-chancellors led the university through these decades, with Henry Somerset, 10th Duke of Beaufort, taking over from Churchill as Chancellor in 1965 before being succeeded by Dorothy Hodgkin in 1970, who spent the next 18 years in the office. As the age of mass higher education dawned, Bristol continued to build its student numbers. The various undergraduate residences were repeatedly expanded, and more recently, some postgraduate residences have been constructed. These more recent ventures have been funded by external companies in agreement with the university. Since 1988, there have been only 2 further chancellors: Sir Jeremy Morse, then chairman of Lloyds Bank, who handed over in 2003 to Brenda Hale, the first female law lord. One of the few centres for deaf studies in the United Kingdom was established in Bristol in 1981, followed in 1988 by the Nora Fry Centre for Research into Learning Difficulties. Also in 1988, and again in 2004, the Students' Union AGM voted to disaffiliate from the National Union of Students. On both occasions, however, the subsequent referendum of all students reversed that decision, and Bristol remains affiliated to the NUS. In 2002, the university was involved in argument over press intrusion after details of the son of then Prime Minister Tony Blair's application to university were published in national newspapers. As the number of postgraduate students has grown, there eventually became a need for separate representation on university bodies, and the Postgraduate Union was established in 2000. Universities are increasingly expected to exploit the intellectual property generated by the research activities, and, in 2000, Bristol established the Research and Enterprise Division to further this cause. In 2001, the university signed a 25-year research funding deal with IP2IPO, an intellectual property commercialization company. In 2007, research activities were expanded further with the opening of the Advanced Composites Centre for Innovation and Science in the Bristol Institute for Public Affairs. In 2002, the university opened the new Centre for Sports, Exercise and Health in the heart of the university precinct. At a cost, local residents are also able to use the facilities. Expansion of teaching and research activities continues. In 2004, the Faculty of Engineering completed work on the Bristol Laboratory for Advanced Dynamics Engineering. This £18.5 million project provides cutting-edge technology to further the study of dynamics and is the most advanced such facility in Europe. It was built as an extension to the Queen's Building and was officially opened by Queen Elizabeth II in March 2005. In January 2005, the School of Chemistry was awarded £4.5 million by the Higher Education Funding Council for England to create Bristol ChemLabs, a centre for excellence in teaching and AMP learning, with an additional £350,000 announced for the capital part of the project in February 2006. Bristol ChemLabs stands for Bristol Chemical Laboratory Sciences. It is the only chemistry CETL in the UK. September 2009 saw the opening of the university's Centre for Nanoscience and Quantum Information. This £11 million state-of-the-art building is dubbed as the quietest building in the world and has other technologically sophisticated features such as self-cleaning glass. Advanced research into quantum computing, nanotechnology, materials and other disciplines are being undertaken in the building. There is also a plan to significantly redevelop the centre of the university precinct in the coming years. The first step began in September 2011, with the start of construction of a state-of-the-art life sciences building. In a time of heavy financial pressures on all universities, this £50 million project is a clear statement that Bristol is committed to world-class research and teaching facilities. 2003 admissions controversy. The university has been regarded as being the elitist by some commentators, taking 41% of its undergraduate students from non-state schools, according to the most recent 2009-2010 figures, despite the fact that such pupils make up just 7% of the population and 18% of 16-plus-year-old pupils across the UK. The intake of state school pupils at Bristol is lower than many Oxbridge colleges. The high ratio of undergraduates from non-state school has led to some tension at the university. In late February and early March 2003, Bristol became embroiled in a row about admissions policies, with some private schools threatening a boycott based on their claims that, in an effort to improve quality of access, the university was discriminating against the students. These claims were hotly denied by the university. In August 2005, following a large-scale survey, the Independent Schools Council publicly acknowledged that there was no evidence of bias against applicants from the schools it represented. The university has a new admissions policy, which lays out in considerable detail the basis on which any greater or lesser weight may be given to particular parts of an applicant's backgrounds, in particular, what account may be taken of which school the applicant hails from. This new policy also encourages greater participation from a locally resident applicant's campus. Some of the University of Bristol's buildings date to its pre-charter days when it was University College Bristol. These buildings were designed by Charles Hansom, the younger brother of Joseph Hansom, Joseph being the inventor of the Hansom cab. These buildings suffered being built in stages due to financial pressure. George Otley added to them a tower in memory of Albert Fry which can still be seen on University Road. The first large-scale building project the University of Bristol undertook on gaining a charter was the Wills Memorial Building, which it was hoped would be a symbol of academic permanence for the university and a memorial to the chief benefactor of the university, Henry Overton Wills. It was requested to the architect George Otley that the building be built to last at least 400 years, but the site purchased at the top of Park Street suffered from an awkward slope and a desirability to link the building with the museum and art gallery situated adjacent to the plot. The architecture critic Roger Gill has stated that the building is remarkable in size, but noted that the ambience of a medieval university was strangely lacking. He goes on to criticize the building as a sham and a folly. The armorials on the founder's window represent all of the interests present at the founding of the University of Bristol, including the Wills and Fry families. The Tyndall's Park Estate and Royalfort House were also purchased from the trustees of the Tyndall family, allowing the university to expand. Many departments in the Faculty of Arts are housed in large Victorian houses which have been converted for teaching. Goldney Gardens entered the property of the University of Bristol through George Wills, who had hoped to build an all-male hall of residence there. This was prevented due to the moral objection of the then warden of Clifton Hall House, who objected to the idea of male and female residences being in such close proximity. University records show that Miss Starvey was prepared to resign over the issue and that she had the support of the then Chancellor Conway Lloyd Morgan. Eventually land was purchased in Stoke Bishop, allowing Wills Hall to be bought, allowing the building of what has been described as a quasi-Oxbridge Hall, to which was added the Dame Monica Wills Chapel, added by George Wills' widow after his death. Burr Walls, a mansion house on the other side of the Avon Gorge, was used as a halls of residence in the past and was the home of Sir George Otley. The building is now used to house the Centre for Continuing Education. Many of the more modern buildings, including Senate House and the newer parts of the H. H. Wills Physics Laboratory, were designed by Raoul Brentnell after funds from the University Grants Committee. He is also responsible for the extension to the Wills Memorial Building Library, which was completed to such standard that few now realize that is an extension to the original building. Brentnell oversaw the rebuilding of the Great Hall of the Wills Memorial Building after it was partly destroyed during the Bristol Blitz of World War II. The buildings of St. Michael's Hill were rebuilt using hundreds of old photographs to recreate the original houses. The flats at Goldney Hall were designed by Michael Grice and received an award from the Civic Trust for their design. Bristol University owns some of the best examples of Georgian architecture in the city, the best examples being Royalfort House, Clifton Hill House and Goldney Hall, despite some additions. The Victoria Rooms, which house the music department, were designed by Charles Dyer and is seen as a good example of a Greek revival movement in British architecture. The tympanum of the building depicts a scene from the Advent of Morning designed by Jabez Tiley. Its major feature was a large organ which has since been destroyed by fire. Academic reputation. League tables usually place Bristol within the top 10 universities in the United Kingdom, and it attracts many academically gifted students. For example, edition of the 21st of July 2011 of Times Higher Education reported that Bristol was 5th in a UK league table for the highest proportion of students with A-level grades AA/B or better. Bristol was ranked 10th overall in the Sunday Times 10-year average ranking of British universities based on consistent league table performance, and is a member of the Sutton 13 of top-ranked universities in the UK. Internationally, the 2012-2013 US World University Rankings placed Bristol at 28th overall in the world. The rankings also placed Bristol at 15th in the world in terms of reputation with employers, placing higher than several American Ivy League universities, including Princeton University, Cornell and UPenn. Bristol was chosen as the 9th best university in the UK for the quality of graduates according to recruiters from the UK's major companies. Another international ranking, the Shanghai Jiao Tong University Academic Ranking of World Universities, placed Bristol 64th globally in 2013. The Times Higher Education World University Ranking placed Bristol at 66th in 2011. Competition for places is high, with an average 7.7 applications per place according to the 2014 Sunday Times League tables, making it the joint 11th most competitive university in the UK. According to data published in the Sunday Times, Bristol has the 6th highest percentage of good honours of any UK university. In the 2010 Centre for Higher Education's Development's Excellence Rankings, Bristol is one of only 4 UK universities to be rated excellent in all 7 departments. The following courses offered by the University of Bristol managed to reach top 5 in the Times ranking: computer science, electrical and electronic engineering, civil engineering, biological sciences, mathematics, and psychology. Furthermore, the US World University Rankings placed Bristol in the world's top 100 universities for all subject areas in 2011: arts and humanities, natural sciences, engineering and IT, social sciences and life sciences. A further breakdown of the US World University Natural Sciences ranking shows the following: earth sciences, mathematics, environmental sciences, physics, and chemistry. In addition, Bristol is particularly strong in the field of social sciences, particularly in economics, finance and management, and was rated 4th in the 2008 Guardian University Guide for Business and Management Studies. In 2011, The Guardian also ranked Bristol as 3rd in the UK for geography, just behind second place Oxford, and ranked Bristol as 1st in the UK for music. In the Complete University Guide 2013, Bristol ranked 5th for German, 4th for Russian, 3rd for mechanical and civil engineering, 3rd for music and 2nd for drama. Bristol is also known for its research strength, having 15 departments gaining the top grade of 5* in the 2001 research assessment exercise. Overall, 36 out of 46 departments rated gained the top 2 ratings of 5 or 5*, and 76% of all the academic staff working in departments scored these top 2 levels. In terms of teaching strength, Bristol had an average teaching quality assessment score of 22.05/24 before the TQA was abolished. For admission in October 2010, Bristol reported an average of 10.2 applications per place, with the average A-level score on admission being 478.5. Bristol's dropout rate is also lower than the benchmark set by HEFCE of no more than 3.1%. Academic structure. The university is made up of a number of schools and departments organized into 6 faculties. Faculty of Arts, School of Arts, Archaeology and Anthropology, Film and Television, Music, Philosophy, Theatre, School of Humanities, Classics and Ancient History, English History, History of Art, Religion and Theology, School of Modern Languages, French, German, Hispanic, Portuguese and Latin American Studies, Italian, Russian, Bristol Institute for Research in the Humanities and Arts, Center for English Language and Foundation Studies, Graduate School of Arts and Humanities, Faculty of Engineering, Graduate School of Engineering, Merchant Venturers School of Engineering, Computer Science, Electrical and Electronic Engineering, Engineering Mathematics, Queen's School of Engineering, Aerospace Engineering, Civil Engineering, Mechanical Engineering, Faculty of Biomedical Sciences, School of Biochemistry, School of Cellular and Molecular Medicine, School of Physiology and Pharmacology, Faculty of Science, School of Biological Sciences, School of Chemistry, School of Earth Sciences, School of Experimental Psychology, School of Geographical Sciences, School of Mathematics, School of Physics, Interface Analysis Center, the Bristol Center for Nanoscience and Quantum Information, Faculty of Health Sciences, Center for Health Sciences Education, Center for Comparative and Clinical Anatomy, Teaching and Learning for Health Professionals, School of Clinical Sciences, School of Oral and Dental Sciences, School of Social and Community Medicine, School of Veterinary Sciences, Faculty of Social Sciences and Law, Graduate School of Education, School for Policy Studies, Center for Exercise, Nutrition and Health Sciences, Nora Fry Research Center, School of Economics, Finance and Management, Accounting and Finance, Center for Market and Public Organization, Economics Management, School of Sociology, Politics and International Studies, University of Bristol Law School. Degrees. Bristol awards a range of academic degrees spanning bachelor's and master's degrees as well as junior doctorates and higher doctorates. The postnominals awarded are the degree abbreviations used commonly among British universities. The university is part of the Engineering Doctorate Scheme and awards the Eng.D. in Systems Engineering, Engineering Management, Aerospace Engineering and Non-Destructive Evaluation. Bristol notably does not award by title any bachelor's degrees in music, which is available for study but awarded B.A., nor any degree in divinity, since divinity is not available for study. Similarly, the university does not award B.Lit, although it does award both M.Lit and D.Lit. In regulations, the university does not name MD or DDS as higher doctorates, although they are in many universities, as these degrees are normally accredited professional doctorates. The degrees of D.Lit, DSc, Eng, LLD and DMUs, whilst having regulations specifying the grounds for award, are most often conferred as honorary degrees. Those used most commonly are the D.Lit, DSc and LLD, with the MA also sometimes conferred honorarily for distinction in the local area or within the university.